المكتب التعاوني للدعوة والإرشاد وتوعية الجاليات بخميس مشيط.
And this hadith is significant in this time and every time. And this is why Imam Nawawi was very meticulous in selecting only 40 hadiths to summarize the religion of Islam from the thousands of hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the significance of this hadith comes to the issue that we have two conditions for our good deeds to be accepted. For your salah, for your fasting, for your charity, for treating people, for dealing with your wife in a good way, everything to be accepted by Allah and considered to be a form of worship. Because in Islam, there is no disparity between lively dealings and what people quote unquote call worship. No. In Islam, everything could be a form of worship. When you treat your wife nicely, this is a form of worship. You please Allah and you will be rewarded for Allah. If there is an animal in the street and it is panting out of thirst, you give it some water, you will be thankful. Allah will be thankful to you. If you pick a thorn or a stone from the street, okay, if you smile in somebody's face, you will be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? When you treat your parents nicely, it's not a matter because they're your parents only. No, because you want to please Allah. Allah asked you to do so. Okay? So there are two conditions. One, it has to be fully devoted and they call sincerity. And it should be done according to the way of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if somebody will say, Asr, we have 4 rak'ahs. Somebody say, yeah, I would like to make it 10. More. I want to pray more. Is it acceptable? No. Even you cannot, even if you do it more. Okay? Somebody say, zakah, and instead 2.5% of my wealth. Everybody should pay 10%. No. You can pay all your wealth. You could pray all times, but you don't link it to Asr prayer. You don't link it to zakah, because this has already been prescribed. Say, instead of fasting in the month of Ramadan 29 days or 30 days, why not fasting 60 days? Okay, 31 days. You cannot. Okay, it's too much, ya akhi, 29 or 80. Let's make it 25. You cannot do that. This is a game. This is not religion. And Islam is not a game. This is why Islam will continue as it is, intact, as it has been revealed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. All the religions of the world have changed and will continue to be changing. And there is no point of reference that you go and check it against it. I could change, but say, Abdullah, say, no, I didn't change. Say, no, you used to weigh 65 kilos. Now you weigh 95. You have changed. You see? And we could measure it. But there is no way to measure these things. Islam, you could measure it. Because we have the Quran authentic from the time of Prophet Muhammad until now. No single word has changed. And nobody could do it. Even if you change all the copies that exist in this world, you burn them. Next day a new exact Quran will be produced by somebody from Kashmir, or somebody from England, or somebody from Bangladesh, or somebody from Guatemala, or somebody from the United States, because it's in the hearts of people and they have been taking it generation after generation. No way. And Allah promised in the Quran, Inna nahnu nazzalna dhikra wa inna lahu lahafidhun. We, Allah is speaking about himself, we revealed this dhikr, this remembrance, the Quran, and we'll keep it intact. So it's not in the hand of anybody. Some people are worried. They say, oh, the Quran. Say, don't worry about the Quran. Worry about yourself. The Quran is kept by Allah. Okay? It's not really, it's saved by Allah. It's not, but no other point, no text, even some of the texts that we believe in the scriptures, like the Old Testament and the New Testament that believe they were given to the great prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they don't exist in their original form. There is no way, not even the original language, no way to make comparison. And this is why this hadith is significant to us, all Muslims, because many Muslims like to innovate. They don't want to innovate in technology, in science, in engineering. They want to innovate in Islam. No, don't have to innovate in Islam. There is no way for you to innovate in Islam. This is kept intact. Allah said in the Quran, اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم. Today I have completed your religion for you. Khalas. There is no way to bring me something, a new religion, please. Yes, you are a great scholar, but thank you. We don't need it. You could give me more rice, more chicken, more clothes, but don't give me more deen. Yeah, see, this has been, and this is why Aisha heard this from the Prophet ﷺ. This is a very important hadith that we find many Muslims are innovating, brothers, and they think they're doing something good. They say, I'm making something extra. I say, don't make extra if it's voluntary, optional, acceptable by Allah. And you don't worship Allah in the way you wanted to worship Allah. You worship Allah in the way He wants you to worship Him. This is something significant, brothers. Okay? And this is one of the great conditions in this deen that we should really observe, that Aisha radiallahu anha, al-Mu'mineen, brought to us. من أحدث في أمرنا هذا ما ليس منه. Whoever innovates in our matter, in Islam, it is rejected. It is rejected. It is rejected. This is why when Muslims sometimes they get weak, they become ignorant, they start innovating in Islam. No. This is not Islam. Okay? You could innovate in everything, but not in Islam. So this is why I think, not what I think, but the great scholars of Islam think that this is, yes, brother.
Any chance for asking this?
Yes, this is very short, but it's really to the point.
We heard about Isma and Qiyas. I'm reading this.
Qiyas?